Hey everyone, it's Jessica Rhodes, founder of InterviewConnections.com. It is Wednesday. I am trying to wrap up my work for the week because I'm flying to Dallas, Texas this evening for the GKI Super Conference, so I hope I see you there. But I had to turn on the camera for this quick video because I had an email conversation with one of my awesome podcaster clients who recently launched his podcast and is just killing it in New and Noteworthy. And we were talking about processes and systems, and one of the most important things that you need to do when you have a podcast is have systems and processes that, first of all, make the podcast so it doesn't suck up all your time. Second of all, get you lots of listeners. And third, deliver great content on a consistent and frequent basis. So I want to go through a couple of quick tips that I have implemented with my clients at Interview Connections and what I've learned from some of the best podcasters. So number one, when you have a podcast, it is so important to be putting your podcast out at the same time on the same day every week. If you're going to be a weekly podcast, choose a day and a time to release your episodes and just stay on that schedule, because when a listener subscribes to the podcast, they're going to then put that into their mental calendar to listen to your podcast on such and such day at such and such time. If you're kind of releasing them here and there, you're not going to be able to grow a following that's going to put you into their daily or weekly schedule. Number two, it's very important to be emailing your guest when their show goes live. When I get interviewed, sometimes the episode doesn't release for a few weeks or sometimes a couple of months ahead in the future, and I don't remember to check every week or every month when that interview is going live. It's very important that the host email me when the show is live, so I know that I know to share it on iTunes. Now, a great way to make sure that you're staying on top of this is to use a project management software to set a task for yourself or set a task for your assistant to be sending out those emails. Write up the email template. I recommend giving them, telling them how great the interview was, giving them a promo graphic that has their picture, the podcast artwork, and your website URL. Giving them the link to iTunes and asking them to rate and review it, and then giving them the link to their episode and ask them to share it, ask them to promote it, give them a click to tweet where you can actually type out a Twitter tweet and all they have to do is click it and put it on Twitter. Make it very, very easy. Thank them so much for being on your podcast, and send out that email when the show goes live. That is a big way that I have implemented Interview Connections is my team and I will email the guests when the show goes live. We use Basecamp just as a recommendation. Basecamp is a project management software that is very easy to use. It's very user-friendly. You can add people to Basecamp. I add my team members and my clients to my Basecamp account so they don't all have to pay for their own. And then Basecamp will email you and alert you when somebody has added information to the project or when a task is due. You can just set a task for your assistant as opposed to emailing them and telling them to do it. So I hope that helps. If you're not using a project management software, you can even use something like Google Drive, which is free. I think I've heard some very big podcasters use just Google Drive. Make sure you're using something. Delegate to an assistant, hire Interview Connections to take care of all this for you. Do something so your podcast doesn't suck up all your time and you're not doing things over and over again in the wrong way, wasting all of your time. So systems, processes, make it very easy. Build up a large audience, build up a big following. You're going to be so much happier in the end. You're going to have a successful podcast. And if you have any more questions about how Interview Connections can help you with those processes and with those systems, you can go to interviewconnections.com. You can send me an email at jessica@interviewconnections.com. And I would love to speak with you. I'd love to help you. And I just love seeing podcasts get up on there and new and noteworthy and bring a lot of value to the marketplace. So again, I hope I see you in Dallas at GKIC Super Conference, and have a great week, everyone.